I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so I just filmed my cruelty-free favorites video, and I need to get my daily vlog ready and up and ready to go for tomorrow. And as I said yesterday, my daily vlog today is going to be about the foster adopt situation, what's going on. I've touched on it before, but some people are asking me about it again, so I didn't know if they didn't see the videos, and also some people asked about the process, which is something I haven't talked about before, so I just want to talk about it, make a short little video about it. So the very first thing, let's talk about the process. We have not gone that far in the process, but I will tell you guys about it so far. First thing is we decided we wanted to do it. We had to find out where our district meeting was. They have a meeting where you come in and it's required. Like, this meeting is actually an important part of the foster adopting. You cannot get your paperwork, you cannot fill it out or submit it to CPS or even begin the process if you don't attend this meeting. This meeting is where they're very real with you. They tell you, like, whether if you're fostering, how real it is that you're going to get attached to kids. Sometimes kids won't stay with you. Sometimes, you know, they really want you to push for the parent to want their kid back. And then they're also going to talk about the adoption stuff, and it's different in every state, but this is just what Texas is like. They told us about the benefits of it, like that our child will get to go to college for free as long as it's in the state of Texas and they qualify for it. Things like that. And then they were just very real about the meeting. They talked about the process and stuff. They told us how to fill out the paperwork. We took a while to decide if we were going to fill out the paperwork or not. We finally did it. We made the decision. And I did a video on that a while back when we made that decision. It was a big day for us to send in our paperwork. And then it takes CPS a while to get a hold of you. I was starting to get very nervous that we didn't, because you have to pass like a background check. They have to call your references. They check your financial stuff. And they will do more in depth as you move forward. But this is just like the preliminary stuff we did. And then they call you and they let you know if you've been approved, I believe. And then you talk about starting classes, but before they got to even saying for sure we were approved, which I'm sure we were because they did give us this call and they did ask us to please consider taking 10-year-olds. But basically we got the call. Our age bracket was from infant to, what did we have it to? 7, I believe. That's the age range we put for fostering. Kind of the way we plan on doing it is fostering, and if we find a child that's up for adoption and it just works out, then that's great. But I've worked in childcare my whole life. I've worked with a lot of kids. I've nannied kids. I was there when they went to bed, and I was there when they got up, and I was with them more than their parents, and I grew very attached to those children. So I can understand feeling like you raise a child and then having them taken away. I think we're capable of handling that if for some point in that child's life we're able to make their life a little better, even if it's for a short time, where we understand and accept that that's kind of how it is with foster adopting. There's no guarantee your foster will stay with you. We're very realistic about that. If the opportunity comes, we can adopt, or we find a child that's up for adoption, then that will be great. But that being said, they called us and they told us that they were very interested in us as foster or adoptive parents. They just had one problem. They currently weren't taking any new foster adoptive parents on in our age bracket because our county was full up until the age of 10. I'm really comfortable with kids from kindergarten down because that's what I've worked with my whole life. I have worked with older kids. I know Justin is more comfortable with a younger child, and I have to respect that even though I'm comfortable with a lot of different ages, that's what he's comfortable with. And you have to be, I feel like I'm saying comfortable a lot, you have to be comfortable both of you have to be comfortable for it to work out, for you to feel okay about moving forward. So I did tell our social worker, which we were assigned like a social worker, that we would have to think about it. And what we decided, because there is no, they told us you can, in your county, which is Harris County, you can get foster kids younger, but you have to go to a private agency. And I was like, oh, okay. And we thought, because the way they made it sound at the meeting, the private agency was free as well, but actually the private agency you have to pay just to foster, which is crazy. So we kind of decided that that's not for us to pay for it. And while we're okay with a 10-year-old, we decided, now I'm saying decided a lot. We made the decision to go forward with our next IUI, and if that doesn't work out, then I think we're just going to take a break and try to decide if IVF is going to be for us or not. We haven't made up our mind. That's a lot of money. One of my friends kind of, I don't know if it's because they were covered by their insurance when they got their IVF, and it was like their IVF cost less than my IUI without injections at that. She kind of was like, well, if you're selling your house and you're going to make, which in a year or two we're putting our house up for sale, because by then we will have, our property value would have gone up so much that we are able to double our budget on the next house we buy. And she was like, why don't you take $25,000 of that and get IVF? And I'm kind of like, I mean, when it's a couple thousand versus 22 to 25 or more, depending on the medications you're on, versus a house that's going to enable us to take in more fosters or more adoptive kids, that's for sure. The house is for sure. For sure, the money will help us get that house, if that makes sense. And we will be able to take in more than one child for fostering or adopting, whereas you could spend $25,000 and it could not work. That's a little, I just can't even with the, so like I said, I don't think she understood. I wasn't willing to, we're not willing to take money out of our home or our future home that will for sure enable us to take, like, have a family. It might not be ones that grew, you know, in my stomach, but it will still be our kids and our family. So I don't know, that was weird. I don't know why I started talking about that, but anyway, so we decided to wait until our next IUI. If it doesn't happen, then we're going to consider just taking in a 10-year-old for now. The one thing that we're very iffy about that makes us kind of scared is the fact that I still ovulate. They're very weak, but there's still a chance I could get pregnant. And if we take, I would be heartbroken to take in a, say, a 10-year-old and suddenly get pregnant. And not that I'd be like, okay, well, bye, because, you know, I'm pregnant now, I don't want you anymore. Nothing like that. It's just, it puts us in a situation to where that's kind of a big age gap. You can't ask a 10-year-old to share a bedroom with a baby. And while for a while the baby is sleepless, eventually the baby needs its own room. And we just like, I need this room. We have one extra room. I need this room for filming and a lot of other stuff. There's no extra bedroom. So there's that chance happening that makes us nervous. So we just decided the best thing to do was to wait until we start building our new house and go through the classes. And then once we get our new house, get it inspected by CPS, and that way we will have potentially be able to take in 2 foster kids or more. I mean, some might have to share a room, but that way we can take in siblings that, and even if they're a boy and a girl, I don't know if that makes sense. And also another thing that's going to change is when we move, we'll be in a different county. So our options for fostering and adopting are going to open up a lot. So knowing that within the next 2 years our options are going to change and open up, we've made the decision that we're just going to wait for the foster adopting till we move and we get settled and we have more room. And you know, if we get to our new county and they're like, hey, we only have 10-year-olds, that's fine, then we're just going to do that. I don't think that with how much money we've spent on fertility treatments and stuff that we want to spend more trying to get a younger child when there's an older child that could live with us for free. You know, I don't know if any of this is making sense. That's just our logic. That's where we're at. And that's the decision we made. I wanted to share with you guys and kind of answer your questions about the process so far. Like I said, we didn't get far in the process. We didn't start the classes because they kind of put us at a pause. They also put us at a pause. Like, it's been a long process because, like, when they found out we're in fertility treatments, they're like, no, you need to wait. And it was getting kind of frustrating because it was like, I'm tired of waiting. There's no guarantee this is going to work, and just because I get pregnant doesn't mean I don't want to be an adoptive mom or that we don't want to take kids in that need homes. Having our own children is not going to change that. It's something we've wanted to do since we first got married. It's something that's important to us. So that's that update. I'm trying to think if I'm forgetting anything. I can't really think of anything else to say about it. I feel like sometimes people have stuff to say about it or their opinion, or people are always like, oh, you're infertile, why don't you just adopt? And it's kind of like, just because we're okay with it doesn't mean it's okay. I feel like recently I've just been telling y'all what's okay and what's not okay to say to people, because I feel very frustrated for women in my life that I know kind of, they don't have the kind of person, I don't know how to say this, they don't have the kind of personality where, or they don't feel secure enough to stand up for themselves and say that's not okay to say to me, so I'm going to say it for them. Telling somebody that's infertile you should just foster or adopt, it's not okay. While we're willing to do it, we still don't like hearing it. That doesn't mean that I still don't want to know what it's like to be pregnant. That doesn't mean that I don't want to see what life Justin and I could create together. And then there's people that adoption's not for them, so it's not a good idea for them to take on a foster adopt, because that, you know, not everyone can do it. It's not for everyone. So we should really stop saying that to people. People have different emotions about it. Like I said, there's more to it than, oh, I just want a kid. It's a lot of, I want to see what our child would look like. I want to know what it's like to feel my child move inside me. I want to breastfeed and form that bond with my child. There's a lot of things involved in it that are more than just, oh, I want to be a mom. And like I said, it's for us. It's not for everyone. I just want to put that out there again. I feel like I've said it a lot of times. That's my update. I hope it answered any questions y'all had. And tomorrow we'll go back to our regular vlogs where I'm outside the world doing things. And y'all see the reason I've been kind of doing this. I'll kind of explain it to y'all tomorrow. But yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.